Back in the 70s and 80s, Romania tried, without success, to build a supersonic fighter jet. They were building locally designed, ground attack IAR-93, IAR-99 trainers, license-built French helicopters, a British airliner, and a bunch of locally designed small civilian planes. Armed with this experience and with strong distrust towards the Soviet Union, after the invasion of Czechoslovakia, they decided to build a supersonic fighter. The project started in 1974, and went by many names: IAR-95, IAR-95 Spey, IAR-S. Many configurations have been thought out, both single and twin-engine versions. We wonder if you guys have ever heard of this fighter plane project, the IAR-95, which some people call the Romanian JF-17 Thunder. This is one of the many variants of the IAR-95 Spey, a Romanian fighter plus ground attack aircraft project, developed during the 80s. Well, the two aircraft, FC-1 and JF-17 Thunder, look similar, but this doesn't mean the FC-1 or JF-17 Thunder is a copy of the Romanian IAR-95 project. The IAR-95 Spey or IAR-95 ME was a Romanian fourth-generation, two-seater, supersonic multi-role fighter and ground attack aircraft of Crop Delta Canard platform. It was designed by Incas Romania, under the leadership of Dumitru Badia, but cancelled before production began in 1988. Romania expected to build 160 to 180 of IAR-95 ME aircraft, to replace its old Soviet legendary MiG-21 and MiG-23. Romanian supersonic project was started in the late 70s, under the leadership of Dumitru Badia. The first IAR-95 design required an engine thrust of 54 kilonewtons dry and 91 kilonewtons with an afterburner. Aircraft length was 14.75 meters. Soon, the lack of availability of a suitable power plant led to the cancellation of the initial IAR-95 project in 1981. The program was restarted in the early 80s, and this time under the leadership of Konstantin Rozca. The project was redesigned and renamed to IAR-95 ME. This design required an engine thrust of 122 kilonewtons, with an afterburner, and this time aircraft's length was 16 meters, 10% longer than the first design. In 1988, due to financial reasons, the whole program was definitively cancelled. The Spey was originally intended to serve as an air superiority aircraft with a secondary ground attack role. It was an all-Romanian design, not based on any foreign aircraft. The Spey most closely resembled the American F-16 Fighting Falcon fighter, or Pakistani JF-17 Thunder, although it was longer than the American F-16 and had lateral air intakes, similar to MiG-23. It had a single fin and a single Tumansky R-29-300 engine with the power of 122 kN. The advantages of using only one engine are that both maintenance time and cost are significantly lower than twin-engine fighters. The maximum speed was just under Mach 2, and the range was 3,765 kilometers. It had a thicker fuselage and 4 hardpoints under the wings. Most of the weapons it would have carried would probably have been either Soviet weapons or built with Soviet assistance. The aircraft cockpit was covered by a transparent acrylic canopy designed to give the pilot a good all-around field of view. After cancellation, Romania considered a joint program with Yugoslavia, but the latter declined because Yugoslavia was designing its own fourth-generation supersonic fighter jet, the U-Supersonic or NA Novi Avion. The IAR-95 never flew, as it never had an engine, while at some points, it had a few engines, but only on paper, as no country wanted to give Romania a fighter engine, and Romania could not develop its own engine in their country. The IAR-95 was supposed to be a bigger, more modern version of the F-4 Phantom. It had 2 engines, but as they couldn't get the F-4 Spey engine, they redesigned it with the MiG-21 engine in mind, and thus it became a single-engine fighter. There were several modifications, several versions of the IAR-95, but as they could not get an engine that would push the aircraft through Mach 2.5, the project was dropped in '88. During the Cold War, Romania followed a strategy of non-alignment, receiving weapons, funds, and technology from both the Western and Eastern blocs. To equip their air force, they started the development of this aircraft. A number of configurations have been experimented with, some with 2 engines and dual fins, some with a design more focused on aerial superiority than multi-role ground attack. Eventually, with the end of the Cold War, funds to develop this aircraft vanished, and the aircraft was never built. Today, the Romanian Air Force operates a squadron of ex-Portuguese F-16 and some Russian MiG-21s.